Hi guys, Steph here. So this is going to be a really quick video to answer some questions I had on stamping, stamps, and inks. So this one just to go over. This is an unmounted stamp with no foam. And no foam means it doesn't have cling foam, so if you, let me grab this, try to put it onto your block, nothing will happen. There's several things you can do with this. You can either buy the easy mount foam and put it on here and cut it out, and then it will easily cling to your stamp. Or you can buy, let me grab it real quick, hold on. Sorry, hold on guys. Okay. This here, which I found this one at Joann's, and it is called, it's by Sukaniko, Tack and Peel. And you put it on one acrylic block, and once it's on the block, you can't use the block for anything else. It stays on the block. And then you peel off the acetate sheet from it, and this part will be sticky because it'll have the tack and peel on it, and then your stamps will just cling right to it, so you don't need to mount them. And then the other thing you can also do, if you don't want to invest in these or in cling mount, is use one acrylic block again, and put some removable double-sided tape. I always say removable because it'll, make your acrylic block kind of sticky. And then you can just stick it down on your block and stamp it out. So that's for the unmounted with no foam. This is unmounted with foam. And as you can see, it's got that gray foam padding there, and it'll have a white sheet if it's new. And you're just going to peel off the sheet. And I have a video already on how to trim it out. This is a new stamp, so I haven't trimmed it out. I suggest trimming it out in case you get lines around it with your ink, or you can ink it up and just clean the ink off the edges. And obviously this isn't a big enough block, but you would get a big enough block, and it'll just cling right to it because that foam is to cling to your blocks. And stamp that out. Now for stamping, sorry, I'm just trying to do this quick and answer some questions. I hope I'm making sense for the people that had asked me these. For stamping, if you plan to Copic color, first off, I suggest using the heaviest, smoothest cardstock you have. 100 pound, 110 pound is wonderful. Paper tray ink, Express It, Copic blending, Nina Solar White, and also if you can't buy online, I suggest going to Walmart and getting the 110 pound cardstock that they have in their office section. If you plan to Copic color, your best way to go is using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. This is the only one that won't bleed when you use the alcohol inks. Okay, so use that. If you plan to use Prismacolor pencils or color pencils with the Gamsol, I suggest using VersaFine Onyx Black ink. This is also wonderful if you're using sentiment or something with small detail. This is going to get all the details. It stamps beautifully, and it's nice and crisp, and as you can see, it captures fine details like no other. It really does, and it's great when you're using the Gamsol and colored pencils. And this also dries slower, so you can use some clear embossing powder over it if you want as well. Lastly, if you're using, and I didn't grab it, if you're using distress inks or watercolor pencils, I would suggest using StazOn ink and using watercolor paper or a nice thick paper, because you need to add a lot of water and it'll pill. Hold on, honey. And the last thing is also for detail and for a nice crisp sentiment, if you want one. I love the Brilliance Graphite Black. It's crisp, it's almost got a little bit of a shine to it. It's so nice, and you can also, it dries slowly as well, You have to remember that, so it'll smudge if you stamp and immediately grab it. So I suggest when you use it, you can also use the clear embossing powder over it and it'll do that. But I suggest when you use it, you either let it dry for a minute before you touch it or you heat set it. So that's my quick little blurb on my black ink stamping and rubber stamps. Oh, there's Ava's hand. And any other questions and stuff, I am going to try and get to as much as I can. It's snowing outside. Yes, honey. So let me go before she shoves anything else in your face. Thanks for watching. Bye.